welcome to Crush It with Christina. I have had so many questions on macros and macro counting. So what is the deal with macro counting? Can I tell you that it is the key to all my success? I've tried every diet out there, every way of eating out there, and yes, some of them I did lose weight. The weight did not stay off. It was not a long-term real life solution. Until I found macro counting. It's also known as flex dieting. That's another name for it. But basically macro counting, you're counting and tracking your proteins, your carbs, and your fats every day that you consume. There's lots of apps out there. I use MyFitnessPal. I really do like that one. But there's lots of apps out there. Some people just like to write it down and just keep track of the fats and proteins and carbs they eat in a day. But as long as you track that and hit those numbers, then you're on your way to success. And it's like the perfect formula for your body to get the nutrients it needs to be able to be healthy and strong and do what you need to do in your life. So how do you figure out which ones to hit? That is the magic question, right? How many protein, how many fat, how many carbs in a day? So guys, I am not talking to you. Ladies, I am talking to you right now because guys are different than ladies. But ladies, you are 1 gram of protein a day per pound of body fat. And I would recommend doing that to your goal weight. What is your goal weight? And keep in mind that muscle weighs more than fat does. So when I am bulking, I am at 160 pounds, usually around there. And you can still see my six pack at 160 pounds. People are kind of shocked at that. Right now I'm cutting and I'm about 140 pounds. I don't like how skinny I am. So I wouldn't go for that weight. So that kind of gives you an idea. This is where a trainer comes in handy. They can really help you figure out what weight to shoot for, where to set your numbers. And if you do plateau, they can adjust like how many carbs you have in a day to be able to get you over that plateau or losing some more. So it's kind of nice to have a personal trainer, a coach, to help you adjust those numbers and to figure out your macros correctly. But anyway, so when it comes to protein, ladies, you want 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat. And then carbs, you want 2 grams of carbs per pound of body fat. And then fat, you want 0.25 grams per pound of body fat. And people are like, oh, what about calorie counting and all of that? And it actually equals out because for 1 gram of fat, you get 9 calories. For 1 gram of protein, you get 4 calories. And for 1 gram of carbs, you get 4 calories. So you end up being about the same calorie count every day anyway. But the point is to track your proteins, fats, and carbs so you get the right amount of everything in your calories, right? Another question I get is what to fill your calories with. And yes, you can go have a candy bar. And it can take up all of your carbs and fat for the day. And then you can starve the rest of the day and you can feel like crap, or you can have 5 pounds of celery and it can take up all your carbs for the day, right? And you can put a little bit of peanut butter on that celery and it can take up your fat for the day. But 5 pounds of celery is going to fill your stomach and it's going to make you feel good and feel like you have energy. And so when people ask me what to eat, whether I avoid things like dairy and sugar and things like that. Do I avoid those on a daily basis? Yes, I do try to avoid those on a daily basis just because of how I feel. I actually do like Greek yogurt, so I will eat Greek yogurt, but I'm very picky about the dairies I eat, and I do try to avoid sugar just because I don't feel well. But, when it comes to a birthday party, and if I feel like eating a little piece of that cake and it'll fit in my macros, I will eat a little piece of that cake and it'll fit in my macros. So I like that because I have options. Before I started macro counting, I had a very bad relationship with food because I would tell myself, no, you can't eat that. No, that's bad for you. Very negative connotation with food. And it took me a long time with macro counting, especially with such high carbs. If you're doing 2 grams of carbs per pound of body fat, that's a lot of carbs. And I had cut a lot of carbs out of my diet. I was starving my body is what I was doing. And I had plateaued. My metabolism was really low because I had tanked it with not eating carbs. And so I just had a very bad relationship with food. And so with macro counting, I was able to rekindle that relationship and just kind of ease up, find a real life way of eating that I could eat on a daily basis for the rest of my life. And it worked in my schedule. And so if I happen to have a birthday party, and I want a little piece of cake and it'll fit in my macros, then I eat it, and if I want something that day but it won't fit in my macros, I just tell myself, hey, I'll have it tomorrow and fit it in my macros. But on a day-to-day basis, I do stick with healthy whole foods, like carb sources will be rice, oats, fruit, veggies, healthy sources like that. As far as dairy, I do Greek yogurt and maybe a little bit of cheese, but not a whole lot of dairy. So there's some ideas for macro counting. Like I said, it's a little bit easier if you have a personal trainer to help you figure out your numbers, to help you adjust them if you do plateau, and figure out how to, adjust the carbs to help you lose if you do plateau and things like that. But that should give you a general idea to get started, and definitely get started. Take pictures, because you will see change in pictures within 4 weeks. If you do pictures and then do pictures 4 weeks later, you will definitely see a change in your body, and it's so exciting. Don't watch the scale, watch how your clothes fit. And I should recommend as well that with these numbers are based on if you are working out, like lifting weights, 5 to 6 days a week. So this is for a gal who is working out 5 to 6 days a week. If you are not working out that much, then you should not be at that high of carbs. You should not be at 2 grams of carbs per pound of body fat. And see, that's where a trainer comes in as well. So those numbers are based on someone who is working out weightlifting 5 to 6 days a week. So awesome. Give it a go. I'm so excited for you to see results. Let me know how it goes. And if you have any other questions on macro counting, I would love to help you. So we'll talk to you later, ladies.